The University of Trento reserves for its community a set of IT services for everyday university activities, accessible through a personal account. The list of services available with a specific account depends on the role held within the university. For example, if you are a student, a professor, or an administrative staff. The University of Trento offers two types of account: AT UniTrento.it or AT guest.unitrento.it. Account AT UniTrento.it. This account is issued only to persons formally and definitely identified by a university structure. For example, administrative staff and students at the end of the enrollment procedure, or through SPEED accreditation. Account AT guest.unitrento.it. This account is issued through online self-registration for minors or foreign nationals who do not have a UniTrento account. Adult Italian citizens without a UniTrento account are required to use their SPEED credential or CE electronic identity card. For security reasons, the university account password has specific characteristics. It must have a minimum length of 8 characters. It must contain at least one non-alphabetic character. It must be different from your old password. Once you have created your UniTrento account and chosen your password, it will remain the same forever, but it is safer to change it periodically. Password recovery can be done independently, with a web-based procedure. But beware, password change and password reset are not the same thing. Both allow you to obtain a new password, but in different situations. In the password change procedure, you need to know your last password in order to update it by setting a new one. The password reset procedure allows you to set a new password if you have forgotten your previous one. For this procedure, you must have a private email address assigned to your account. We see that student passwords do not expire. Like every rule, it has a few exceptions. In our case, when you change your student status, for example at the start of a 150-hour collaboration, you may be asked to change your password. By following the procedure indicated, you will quickly obtain your new password. A valid UniTrento account allows you, among other things, to use a free Wi-Fi network when you are in the library, in the classroom, or in other university facilities. The University of Trento provides its users with 3 wireless networks for accessing the network with laptops or mobile devices: UniTrento X, EduRoam, or UniTrento. UniTrento X. If this is the first time you use UniTrento X, access takes place automatically after an initial user configuration. If you already have an active connection on your device, you can automatically configure the UniTrento X network with the EduRoam Cat tool. The University of Trento also participates in the International EduRoam Education Roaming Federation. Users of federated institutions are thus able to use the university wireless network by accessing it with the same credentials they would use in their own institution, provided their device is already configured according to the instructions provided by their own institution. In the same way, UniTrento users can automatically access the eduroam network at all the institutions of the Federation, with a device already configured following the instructions provided by UniTrento. In practice, how is it used? If you already have an active connection on your device, you can automatically configure the eduroam network with the cat eduroam tool. By going to the link, you will be asked to download the specific tool for your device. If you do not already have an active connection, you will have to select eduroam from the Wi-Fi section of your smartphone or laptop. If it is your first time using the network, SSID eduroam, login, username @unitrento.it, enter your university password. Once you have selected the UniTrento network from the Wi-Fi section of your smartphone or laptop, a screen will open where you will have to enter your university credential, username as username @unitrento.it, and your password. If this screen does not appear, open a browser window, for example Firefox or Chrome, and the screen will appear where you can enter your credentials. Once you're logged in, you will be able to surf unlimited free of charge. The procedure must be carried out each time you reconnect. A personal and nominal mailbox is guaranteed by default or on request to all users of the UniTrento community to identify the user as a member of the university in online communications. The domain of the mailbox varies according to the user's role and may take on different domains from time to time, even simultaneously, for example, @unitrento.it or @studenti.unitrento.it, and so on. The email box and access to Google services are only issued to people with an active role in UniTrento and cease to exist after 6 months from the end of the role. The university email account will be one of the main channels of communication within the university, and it's therefore recommended to check it daily. It's important that you only use your UniTrento email address in intra-university communications. Some professor or administrative offices may disregard your personal email. It's important not to confuse the UniTrento account and university email because they are two different things. First, let's be clear. Saying account, username or username is the same thing. Now that we have decided what to call it, let's see how it is composed. The username is composed of nome.cognome @unitrento.it. Sometimes the account, in case of homonymy, it's not in the standard form first name point surname, but could be first name point surname point 1 or first name point surname line 1. The university email, on the other hand, is something else and will look like this: nome.cognome @studenti.unitrento.it. In case of homonymy, the university email will also follow what we just said for the username, and so we may have nome.cognome.1 @studenti.unitrento.it or nome.cognome line 1 @studenti.unitrento.it. Access to mailbox. To access your mail from a PC or a smartphone, you need to open a Google Gmail authentication page, as you would do for your personal mail, or you can use the Gmail app. The username and password are the same as your university credentials. If you want to log in easily, Use the Google Workspace widget on the My UniTrento portal. In this way, you will already be authenticated and will not need to enter your password again. Another way to authenticate an Ict UniTrento account is through one's SPID credentials. SPID stands for Sistema Pubblico di Identità Digitale, Public Digital Identity System, and represents an authentication method for public administration (PA) web services, independent from the institution and reusable by all administrations, including UniTrento. By authenticating through SPID, which guarantees your identity, you can retrieve your university password independently. Using SPID, the UniTrento system recognizes my identity and allows me to log in into my personal account without using my personal email and without the help of a university office. Another way to access the university's online services is with the Electronic Identity Card (CIE). It will then be sufficient to enter your CIE credentials, provided by the state, to gain access to all the university's online services, and to retrieve your password independently, in a manner similar to that used with SPID, an alternative way to the university username and password.